Hi, Connie Jo Holmes here with BU2BFULL Hypnosis and Coaching. Today's video is to talk to you about that delicate dance and finding that right balance between what are those things in your life that you want to influence versus when are those times that you just let it go and just have fate work it out. Because to me, there really is kind of a little magical way of how to do that. And at the end of the day, it really is about trusting your gut and just going with what you feel. So let me explain that to you with a story. But let me start with a proper introduction. I'm Connie Jo Holmes. I'm the founder of BU2BFULL Hypnosis and Coaching. And my mission with my company is to teach individuals how to confidently and courageously move from reacting to life to owning your life. And to me, knowing how to have this balance in your life of when to influence things versus when to just let it go and let it be and let fate work it out is one way of how to own your life. So how this worked with me, and I think it's a great story that I hope a lot of people can relate to. Well, if you're younger, you might not be able to relate to this part of it because I'm going to go back to 1999, back in the day when people still found jobs from the Sunday newspaper where companies put ads in the Sunday paper. So it was Sunday. I was looking for a new job. I found this ad in the paper under the heading of office manager. And oh my gosh, the brief description that they had just sucked me in. I knew it was mine. I just knew it with every fiber of my being. And so I sat down. My resume was already updated because you should always have an updated resume at all times. But anyways, my resume was updated, and then I just sat down and I wrote a killer cover letter. So I sent it off with full confidence, like, oh man, they're going to read this. They're going to just know what a perfect fit I am. They're going to give me a call back, all these things. Well, imagine my surprise when about 3 days later, I get a TNT letter. I used to work in human resources, and we used to call thanks but no thanks letters TNT. So I got a TNT letter, and I was like, what in the heck is going on? I'm a perfect fit for this job. How did they not see this? So, but I sat around. I probably got the letter on Wednesday, maybe Wednesday or Thursday. So I was sulking and pouting and all these like really nice characteristics, right? But I was really down in the dumps. I was like, oh, what the hell happened? So anyways, the following Sunday, just a few days later, the exact same ad was in the paper, but this time it was under the heading of public relations. And I'm like, okay, so that tells me that they did not find their ideal candidate yet. They did not receive an ideal candidate resume yet. So I took this as an opportunity. I had two choices right then. I could have had choice one of continuing to sulk and woe is me and I'm not a good fit and they're going to tell me I'm not a good fit and, just let things, play out that way. I could have chose that. But I was like, no, I am a perfect fit for this job and these people are going to know it. So I sat down and I recrafted my cover letter, and I wish I had a copy of it because it was really good. But basically what I remember from my cover letter was saying things like, I applied for your job last week when it was under the heading of office manager. I applied. But I got a rejection letter, but I see the exact same ad in the paper today under the heading of public relations. This tells me that you did not read my resume, because if you were to read my resume, you would see that I am an ideal candidate for you. I am a perfect fit for this job. And as fate would have it, but fate because I decided to fight this fight. And that's the difference. I could feel it in my bones that this was the right job for me. So what happened was, sure enough, a couple of days later, I get a phone call and they immediately have me come in for an interview. And my prospective, boss at that time was interviewing me. She had my cover letter in front of her and she said, I never got your resume the first time. Well, that tells me, back in that day, you really had to look hard for a job and, you were up against a lot of competition. So I'm certain what probably happened was human resources probably had certain things that they were looking for in that resume. And I'm sure it was the yes, no, maybe pile. And for whatever reason, I landed in that no pile. And so therefore my prospective boss truly never did get my resume. But it was my cover letter that really kind of demanded, like, read my resume. You will see with your own eyes, I'm a perfect fit for this. Well, sure enough, I got the job, and I was at that job for almost 20 years. And it's kind of funny because this was back in the day before everyone carried around a cell phone too. And it was about a 45-minute drive for me. And I think I went right from the interview back home. And really, when I walked in the door, I had a message waiting for me on my answering machine, basically making me the offer, which felt wonderful. And I have to tell you, that job was beautiful to me. It really exploded me in such a beautiful way, both personally and professionally. And it was 100% meant to be. But I would not have had it if I didn't know instinctively. And what I mean by knowing instinctively is I felt it. I felt it in my body that this was my job. It was what I was supposed to do during these 20 years of my life, and really make an impact and a difference. And so had I ignored that and let the woe is me and the, feeling kind of down and out and that type of thing from having that rejection letter, if I let that drive me, where would I be? Who knows? But I just wanted to share that story because how many times have you faced that in your life where you knew something, just instinctively in your life, you went out to do it and you got rejected or whatever the case may be. And so we have two choices. We turn and walk away and have a forever regret, or we stand in there and we fight for what we know is ours. And now we're not going to do that all the time, because not everything is worth that fight or whatever. But that's the point of this message, is to know in your heart, that delicate dance of when you go for it and you're all in and you stand your ground versus when do you just let go and just let fate play out. So, all right, I hope this was a very helpful message for you. And if so, please like, comment, share, subscribe. And also, if there's something that's, you can just feel it in your bones, stand up, get in that ring and go for it. All right, take care. Bye.